YouTube? What's the deal, PlayStation Nation? It's your boy Meet Your Battle, and I'm coming here with you today with a slight review of the Order 1886. I haven't had a lot of time to play it because unfortunately I didn't manually download it on my PlayStation in the room. I only downloaded it on my other PlayStation. So when I started to play it, I couldn't. But my wife was playing. So I had to devo her real quick, get her off the game. Shouts out to you, baby, I love you. But yeah, I played about an hour and a half of the Order. I'm gonna play the rest of it because in playing the game, the story was getting too good to not show people. And I have a friend that's into these kind of games. She doesn't play games, but she watches games. And she's a good close personal friend of me and my wife's. And her birthday is actually Sunday, so we're gonna play the Order at her house on Sunday. But back to the video at hand, my impressions of it at the beginning. This is gonna go against what most people say about it, but I don't mind the QTEs, not at all, because this game reminds me of a game that I've been wanting to see for a long time. The Order 1886 reminds me of Heavy Rain. That part at the beginning, when you're trying to do what you got to do, reminds me of being in the room with the crazy guy, the crazy doctor guy, and you're walking off, and it reminds you of when you walked through a little electric field and you messed yourself up so bad that you couldn't walk. Yeah, all that's there. All of that is there. I'm just saying, you gotta understand that they classify, you look at it, it looks like a shooter. This is not a shooter. When they said they were going for cinematic, when people thought movie, oh yeah, you get this movie. But a person like me, a person who loved games like Super Shark, loved games like Dragon Slayer, loved games like Space Ace, this is right up my alley. A lot of people wanted to knock the whole, it shows the prompt when you go up to attack people. And it's not like how I'm just gonna say a difference, this is not saying this like that, but you know, in Rise, when you do the attacks and you finally get them to where you can kill them, it gives you the prompt to where it says, okay, if you want to do this, you hold X and then hold Y. And they went from showing the letters to just having the colors, which was the same thing. This story is already written. You're not gonna get waves of enemies to come out at you. You're gonna have a set number of things to happen, and you just have to deal with it. You can deal with it with a gun, you can deal with it with your hands, but it's gonna get handled. You look at a game like Rise, and you ran up to people could just tap square the whole time. I believe it was, I said square, X the whole time, and do attacks, and just swing wildly and just kill people. That's a lot of button tapping. You walk up on somebody on the Order, and you hit triangle, you have no clue how you're gonna beat this person. It's gonna happen, but you just don't know. It's not like it's the same repeated attack over and over again. That was one stretch I ran through when I was playing. I did 9 different kills. And I was like, geez. I remember watching the Quantum Break demo, and all they did was ran up and did the jump punch and finished people off. Jump punch all over again, over and over again. Jump punch, jump punch. Like, you either like it or you don't. But I'm just saying, it's cool to see a variety of attacks for one button. If you're close to a wall, you're gonna smash somebody's face into the wall, and punch them afterwards, or you're gonna elbow them, or you're gonna catch somebody that's ducking and chop them in the neck and punch them in the face, or elbow them in the face and blood comes out the side of their face. It's all kinds of stuff in there. You know the game is beautiful, so I'm not gonna talk about that. You might not know about all the detail that goes into the game, like when you see the uniform, you see like the belt over the chest, and then you have another belt that's under that belt, and they're both slapping, they're both flapping simultaneously in different directions, and then you see like the wind making his hair blow in multiple directions, and then the little things on the back of the jacket are blowing. And you hear people talk about how like the hardest thing to do in games is to generate light sources. And you walk around and you look, and there's light coming from everywhere. You look at the fire start dancing in the game, and the fire is actually dancing. It's not that little gay, and that's not disrespectful gay, but it's not that little flimsy flame that you see, and you got the one flat piece looking at you, and then the other flat piece going perpendicular to that, and they switching back and forth flame. No, you got the flame it looks fluid. The light from it varies as it gets brighter and darker and everything. It's solid. I saw people talk about it and say, oh, look at the people in the background, they're not moving. I went to that part in the game, and you know what it was? Soldiers standing guard outside. Yeah, they're on post. So I'm like, they're not gonna move. I read a review that said the NPCs in the game don't interact. You just walk by and people don't talk to you. Stand next to somebody in order, see what happens. It's one guy that has asthma. It's two people on a date. It's all kinds of stuff you see. Now, there is one weird stalker guy that's just looking through a fence. I don't know what his issue is. He's just looking at horses walk by. But the horses are walking by. You hear the horses coming all down the street. You hear the trains as they go by. The game is full of hidden sounds. You can do stuff like walk by and pick up a piece of paper, and it doesn't do like, oh, you know how some games you pick up a piece of paper and the screen shifts and you see the paper up close? No, you just zoom in on a piece of paper that you have. You can flip it over, you see a stain on the front, you flip the paper over, that same stains on the back. And it's cool to see how they integrated real people from history into the game. Like to see the names on the stuff, and like to know that the people's names on the buildings are real people, and the people's names on the flyers are real people. That's dope. Makes it feel like it's a real part of history. It's real, but it's not. So this is just a little twist on it. But yeah, so far, the story for me is engaging. The gameplay is engaging. This is not a Gears of War clone. If you're going to it looking for it to be a fast-paced shooter, it's not. Think of it more as you're controlling his reflexes. The game doesn't punish you for the decisions you make like Heavy Rain would, but you do have the option of how you attack people. It's not just like you're gonna run up and say, okay, well, I only have a shotgun, so I'm only gonna shoot a shotgun. Or I'm gonna walk up to somebody and press X, and I'm just gonna do whatever attack X does. No, you have options. If you don't want to do the melee attack option, shoot somebody from far back. Hit them with a smoke grenade. Pull the pistol out on them. You have freedom to approach stuff in a certain way, even though the game is linear. The game it's beautiful. It's the best looking game I've ever seen. Me personally. So, and I know that doesn't mean a lot to y'all, but I was floored. To look at the way the light, from shadow to light, and you go through and be like, oh, hey, look at that. You turn around in the sun, sometimes you can see him squint. That game's awesome. You walk by the paintings and you look at the paintings, pick up a photograph. You pick up one photo, it looks like a real photo. Not like a little digitized in-game, no, it looks like a real photo. And when you turn it, because you can move the left stick and turn the photo, you turn the photo and you see the light on the ceiling reflect off the photo, and it's just great the way they put all that together. But yeah, so far, story-wise, I'm engaged. I think I said that already. I like the freedom of choice I have in my approach with the attacks, and I don't care how I kill the people. As long as I push the button and it works, it works. I see how the game starts, and the way this game starts, I see why it doesn't have a multiplayer, because at the beginning, you're by yourself. But the beginning is not the beginning. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. But when you first see yourself, you're by yourself, and you're by yourself for a reason. It's cool how, even though you're with a group of people, you're not always with those people. You work as a coordinated team. So sometimes you have to flush something out to a certain direction to where the other people are there, and you handle it. But yeah, the Order 1886, I think it gets so much flack for being compared to Gears. This is not Gears. It's closer to, this is for me, it's closer to Heavy Rain with guns. And if you loved Heavy Rain, you'll love this. If you liked, what's that other game? Beyond Two Souls? You like that? You like this. And again, these games aren't for everybody. I mean, today people don't like to read. They still make books, don't they? I mean, they make comic books every day, but people watch Marvel movies to tell the stories wrong. Go figure. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy wasn't relevant until they started showing up in video games. When's the last time you heard of them? Before Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. You didn't. You didn't know who Rocket Raccoon was. Anyway, that's going off the topic. The game is great. So far, the game is awesome. You can appreciate the textures in the game. You look at the brick buildings. It doesn't look like a regular brick in the game. People get hurt. People get trampled. People get ran over. It's just awesome. Not saying that you should buy it, but you should try it.